Habitats on Heads.
I'm Peyton Fast.
I'm Faith.
I'm Triana.
And I'm Jaylee. And as you can see here, we have 4 different habitats on our game board, and everybody has a question mark as their game piece. And you start on a QR code, and that is where you think that your habitat is that's located on your forehead. So the objective is to go all the way around the board, making stops as you need to, and then to get all the way back to where you started, and then guess your correct habitat and also your animal.
If you don't have it, you have to go back around to your QR code and try again. In order to find out which animal or habitat you have, we first have movement cards, which you will do after you've used the QR code to learn about the habitat you're currently in. With the movement cards, it'll either have numbers on it to move forward, or it'll have a habitat card like this one, which then you'll pick the H and you'll ask a question. You can write down your question and your answer for further notice. Or you'll get an animal card, which you can ask an animal question. Throughout the game, you will have to go through and you will be able to go to each QR code in which you will learn about that habitat. You will also possibly get stuck on traps if you get unlucky. These traps are vines, which you get stuck in, an iceberg, which you float away on, a cactus, which makes you stuck and prickled, and seaweed, which also keeps you stuck. Throughout the game, you have to help each other learn what your habitat and what your animal is. You can't try and win by telling them wrong information. The first person to go is the oldest, followed by the second oldest, third oldest, and the youngest. So for the game, let's start. You first go wherever you think you have the habitat. I think I start in the ocean, so I'm going to put my piece on this first QR code. In order to start, I have to use a mobile device and scan the QR code. I open the link to YouTube, and then I have to watch the video. I can use my notepad to take any notes I have, and I will continue to do so along the board, and I have to stop at each QR code I go to, and then move on. So I'm going to pick up a movement card now that I watched the video, and I'm going to go 1 space. That's a bummer. Go ahead.
So I've already watched my video for the rainforest. So I pick up my card and I move 5. And since I landed on the second QR code, that means that you also watched the video for this environment. So since, even though I just watched my QR code for this, you're also going to watch the video for the Arctic.
And if she would have gotten 6, she still would have had to stop and watch the video. But then after she watched the video, she would continue going.
3. 1, 2, 3.
Now she's stuck 1 whole turn. So both of us get to go, and then she goes. 6.
So I picked up a card that has a picture of a habitat on it, which means that I get a habitat card and I get to ask a question. So this card is, I get to choose someone to tell me something that they know about my habitat. What do you know about my habitat?
I know that your habitat has very dry climate.
So now, if you think you can remember that, you don't have to write it down, but I'm going to write it down because I think I'm going to be forgetful.
And now Jaylee can go. She'll be the last one to go.
Fuck.
Now this is only 1 round, but we would all continue to go until we landed back, and then we would try and guess. Do I have the ocean?
Yes.
I do. Do I have a whale?
No.
Oh. See, I got it wrong, so I would have to go all the way back through and try to guess. I now know I have the ocean, so I can write that down. And now I know I don't have a whale, so I can cross that. And that is how you play the game.